Rise of Skywalker is the pathway to many things, many answers people may consider to be unnatural. Welcome, Rise of Skywalker. This shall not be a spoiler review. No, 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 no. I shall save that for your feeble minds on Sunday. For now, though, you will get my non-spoiler review. We're not going to do that the entire video. Fun little intro. Come on, I got a black blanket here. I can Sith Lord it up. But Rise of Skywalker, the final movie in the Skywalker trilogy, if you will, in this set of movies. Like I said, I will not be doing a spoiler review right now. I'm just going to give you my thoughts right now because the movie just came out today. So we're going to wait until Sunday when the vast majority of people are going to see it. But what did I think about the movie? What did Mark think about the movie? He saw it with me. We both actually very much liked the movie. We liked it quite a bit. My thoughts are that it is the second best in the current trilogy, and the new trilogy. But I saw a quote that I think really speaks to what I feel overly about this film, and that is convoluted but satisfying. And that's what this movie ultimately, to me, is. It's a satisfying movie to watch. You get many answers, you get to see a lot of great action, characters we've known to love come back. So, and I mean, the new series. And you see the resolutions of some storylines, things along those lines. It is a very satisfying movie to watch, especially if you are a major Star Wars fan. That said, there are problems with this movie, and I mean, right off the bat, like I said, convoluted. And what I mean really by convoluted, because me and Mark were having a discussion on this, is that it feels like JJ, the people who honestly were doing Star Wars, Kathleen Kennedy, all that, kind of pandered to the fans a little too much. Instead of making a coherent story throughout, you decided to fan service a bit too much. And look, almost all the fan service for me worked in the movie. But when I say fan service and pandering, I mean trying to calm down a lot of the outraged fans, or fans had these theories. They were pissed off when this happened in this movie. Don't worry, it seems like a retcon. Now, they claim this was generally the plan from the get-go. So they claim that is what it is. And I mean, I'm inclined to believe them. I don't feel like they would lie about that. But it does seem like you're trying to pander a bit too much. There's also issues with some other characters as well. Now, Leia, obviously, we got two of the big things we need to talk about right off the bat. Is Leia and Palpatine. Now, right off the bat, it's not a spoiler, Palpatine's in this movie. We know Palpatine's in this movie. He was teased at Star Wars Celebration. I'm going to take this off at this point. And by the way, you'll see I'm dressed up. We're doing a Christmas get-together, so I figured I'd dress up a little bit. So, with Leia, obviously Carrie Fisher passed before this movie even started shooting. And instead of recasting the character or just writing her out of the movie, they reused footage of Carrie Fisher throughout, they used unused footage of her in the movie. And when I got out of the movie, when I initially got out of the screening last night, there's one scene that doesn't quite work in my mind with her. And it's because, frankly, the audio's wrong. The audio doesn't sound right. It sounds like they just took a recording of her, put it on the set, and they recorded that. It does not fit the scene, ultimately. But the remaining parts of the scene, her scenes, which she's not in the, obviously they can only use the footage they had. They couldn't do much else. The remaining parts, and I think they cleverly shot around that as well. The remaining parts of those scenes with her in them, they were fine. They worked, and ultimately it is actually a pretty solid send-off to her, what they do. So I feel like for what they did it well. But someone brought up a very good point today.
And I probably would have thought on it a little bit more. I might have come to realization on this how that I had thought more on it, but they brought up. I'm like, that's a good point. Is that because they didn't recast Carrie Fisher, they reused old footage. You instead had to alter your story to a degree to fit in these scenes. It's not about it didn't become about making the best movie possible with the script that we already had. We had to rewrite the script to fit these scenes in there, and on that level you can feel it a little bit. It does make me wonder if Carrie Fisher had still been with us and had been able to shoot this movie, what that movie would have looked, would it have felt any different? How much bigger would her role have been? Given what we had here, I'll be honest. I don't know if her role would have been more than 10 minutes larger, because it's not a long time she's in the movie. It's honestly not. It's not a really short time. Like she's on the screen for 5 seconds and then gone. It's not that bad. She's got several scenes, but none of them go beyond, say, 3 minutes. So yeah, maybe she's got 10 minutes worth of screen time. I'll be honest on that. But I feel that despite that first opening scene with her, it was generally handled all right. Palpatine. Okay. Again, no spoilers. So this is I gotta be really careful how I tread on this. So we know he was coming back. We know he's the bad guy. He was noticeably absent from the marketing. And that said, there's several reasons for that. How he was utilized. Ultimately, I'm okay with how they use Palpatine. I am okay how they use Palpatine. I will say, and again, without being too spoilery, you got to be a little patient with what you're getting from Palpatine. Eventually, it pays off, but you do have to be a little patient with what you're getting from Palpatine. And there's a reason why you're really not, you don't really see him in any of the marketing, save for like a little brief shot of him, and then there is like a blink of him on the throne in one other trailer. It's a little spoiler on that, but that's in a trailer. That's in a TV spot, so that's nothing. I'm not spoiling anything about the movie. But there's a reason they do hide him. So I'll be clear on that. There's a reason for that. But look, it's Ian McDiarmid. He's back. Mark wasn't even aware that he played him in Return of the Jedi. So I'm like, really? That was Ian McDiarmid. He wasn't him in the original Empire Strikes Back, but Ian McDiarmid is, in fact, in the original New Hope. He's a guy at the bar. In the cantina. But well, crap, I completely just blanked on what I was saying. Now, with Ian McDiarmid back, you can tell he's just eating this role up again. Like, nothing's left him on this role. He is enjoying himself immensely. It's because the character of Palpatine is a little, even in the original series, he is a little hammy. And because he's a little hammy, you get to have a lot more fun with a character like that, who knows he's evil, who enjoys being evil. Yes, I'm afraid the attractive shield will be quite operational. It's like, seriously, it's like, you know he had the time of his life playing that character. Anytime he's played that character, he's had the time of his life. Easy, no doubt, end of story. And hey, look, and the paycheck he got from this easily lets him do more stage work for the next 10 years if he wants to. So, and you can tell he's probably one of the guys here who really hasn't lost a step. With that said, though, going into another thing that isn't a negative, but it is something that I'm like, okay, there's a lot of, we got to get to point A, we got to get to point B, point C, point D, point B, or point C again. It's like, there's a lot of moving around in this movie. Like, there's MacGuffins that really don't ultimately do much, but they do something. And there's plot points and revelations with our characters where people have theorized on certain things about these characters. I will say, all those theories exist out there, and eventually one of those theories is going to be right. A theory is right. No, I'm not going to say what theory it is. There's plenty of theories out there, so take your pick of theories. But a theory, and I'm not even going to say what it's about, is right. But but the reason it's right, and this is the part that even me and Mark, because me and Mark were we were having a nice debate about it. Like, we was like, you don't need that much explaining on this, and they kind of talked about it here, but even Mark and I were like, when did this happen to allow this to happen? Like, this was never addressed at all. So, and I mean, like in the expanded lore, yes. In the canon lore, no. So it's like, this was never touched upon at all. But okay, like, all right. So this is that. All right, let's see what goes on there. And it's never really addressed beyond that. It's just, okay, that's where we're going from here. Another thing that, again, not going to exactly say what it is, but how/why Palpatine's around. They do bring it up why he's still around, but if you're not listening or paying attention, you might miss it. Because they really don't, like, look, you don't need a lot of dialogue to tell you why your guy who thought was dead is back. But you do need a little bit more than what you gave us. I'm like, that's okay. We're just moving right along here. Okay. It just seemed like they started introducing things and then just kind of like, okay, we introduced it. Did you follow it? Let's keep going. They did that a lot in the movie. Now, that being said, there's still a lot of action, great character dynamics. 3PO was actually, for the first time almost in the entire series, one of the standout comedic highlights. So absolutely, so gets good laughs. Finn, Poe, they're great. They got a lot of like banter with each other, like an old married couple. And a little spoiler here, no, they're not a couple. No, honestly, it made no sense they'd be a couple anyway. First off, it's never stated that Poe is gay, and we know for a fact Finn's at least it's not gay. Maybe he could be bi, but he's not gay because he clearly showed an attraction for Rey at the very beginning of the Force Awakens. And then Mark's like, isn't he dating the Rose? Like, no, she kissed him, but I don't think they're dating. Because quite frankly, I don't think, like, wasn't really that into. Look, it's nothing to do with Kelly Marie Tran at all. She did the best she could with that. That character, just at least in The Last Jedi, was not well written. And there's significantly less of her in this movie, very noticeably so. But look, you get all these famous characters back. You get the new characters back. You get a lot of really good, like, there's a lot of great action in this movie. There really is. There's some fantastic set pieces and a couple of moments where me and Mark kind of go, oh, damn. I'm like, stuff happens to this. Like, there was a moment, and I'm, again, not going to say what the moment is. Well, okay, this is no spoiler. Something blows up. But the reason for it, and then what it may have represented, me and Mark go, oh, God, oh, God, oh, God. And then another point near the finale happens, and I'm like, I lean over to Mark and goes, well, fuck. It's just like, wow, they pull they do a lot of stuff here. They really do. So it is a good time. Look, it is a fun time. I've heard a lot of, like, it doesn't have the best Rotten Tomato score right now. It's about a 58% out of, ooh, crap. That's a good question. Give me 1 second here. What is the Rotten Tomato score at right now? Currently. I mean, I know what it is, like, critically. I'm actually, that's another good question. I need to find out what it is, because now it's the official day for it. I wonder what the audience reception is. So, yeah, Rise of Skywalker right now is at 58% from 291 critics. Ooh, and that's over it's been hovering around 58% for the last few days. So I think, and it says 57 on the, like, the sideboard, but it says 58 here. And I'm telling you, more critics are probably going to be coming in. That said, though, the audience score is at a overwhelming, like, 86%. So the audiences are loving it, which is great, because this film seems a lot more like a crowd pleaser, a fan pleaser. See, it's a lot, I'm going to tell you right now, it's going to be a lot less divisive, at least by the fans, than The Last Jedi was. And I'll say this. In order right now of my favorite of the new trilogy, it is, The Force Awakens is probably my favorite. Although I do argue, I like the good parts of The Last Jedi very much outweigh, honestly, the good parts of The Force Awakens, in my mind. It's just the bad parts of The Last Jedi. Man, that... Like, I don't like the Holdo crap. Like, that entire subplot is stupid. But it's at least watchable compared to the Cantina stuff. The casino stuff. The casino stuff is... I fast forward. Anytime I put the movie on, I fast forward through those parts. I do. But then you get, like, scenes... Anything dealing with Luke, Rey, Kylo, Snoke. That stuff is awesome. One of my favorite scenes in any Star Wars movie to date is that scene with Yoda, Force Ghost Yoda, and Luke while the tree is on fire. And that's just that conversation they have, and it ends with them sitting there looking at this burning tree. It's like, that is a fantastic scene. It was so well done. I love that scene. But it would probably still be The Force Awakens stands as my favorite, then Rise of Skywalker is number 2, and then The Last Jedi. For a while, I actually said I liked The Last Jedi more than The Force Awakens, but on revisiting Last Jedi, I find I can't watch the movie all the way through without fast forwarding through those parts, the casino stuff. And Force Awakens, I can watch through the whole way through. I imagine I can watch the whole way through this movie as well next time I watch it, because I will definitely see it again, obviously. Actually, no, let me check what's coming out for Christmas. I'm not going to do it right now, but let me check what's coming out for Christmas, because I might just see it again on Christmas Day. But anyway, that ultimately is my thoughts on The Rise of Skywalker. There's a lot of great stuff in this movie. It is a fun movie. It's dark too. It's definitely got a lot of maturity in it. It's got problems though. You can't, if you're a real fan, you don't blindly love something. You acknowledge the bad to appreciate the good. And that's what I feel like this is going to be for a lot of people. You acknowledge the bad to appreciate the good. Or at least you acknowledge the stuff you don't like to appreciate even more the stuff you do like. Anyway, though, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, subscribe. As always, you want us to review something, put in the comments below. Let us know. We'll do a review of it at some point. And ideas for who would win, Star Wars, Superior Magic, What If, anything I do on the channel, put that in the comments below as well. I'll get to that at some point. So, I was going to do the who would win. I'm going to just bump the who would win and all the what ifs I've got currently on hold till tomorrow. I'll be starting a new Naruto what if tomorrow, by the way. We finished up the Obito adopting Naruto one. Now we're moving into a new one. I'm not going to say what it is, but it's one a lot of people have requested. So don't worry. You've been heard for this particular one. I will be including that. And I'm kind of merging a couple together. I'll explain it when I do the video tomorrow. Till then, though. And then tomorrow I'm also going to be catching cats because I hate myself and I like to punish myself. I am a masochist. To be fair, it is apparently so bad, I kind of need to see this just to see what kind of dumpster fire we're going to be dealing with. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, subscribe. See you folks next time. Good night, and let the Force be with you always.